Welcome to Seven Rivers Sports. I'm your host, Terry Erickson. Each week, an inside look into sports, into wellness, and into fitness. Well, this week, the spotlight shines brightly on Aquinas High School with 3 student athletes who've raised the bar. Raise the proverbial bar for students to come to Aquinas into the future. Our guests, Ryan Schedit, Meghan Mazzola, and Mikaela Schlesinger. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Well, you just graduated, as we taped this show, in late June. You graduated 1 month ago. And now you're on to another chapter of your life. Starting with you, Ryan. You ready for that chapter, which may be a little bit, are you nervous about it?
I'm a little nervous, just like moving away from home and everything. I've never done anything like that, so it's a little nerve-wracking, but at the same time, I'm ready for it.
Emotional too? Perhaps emotional maybe more with your mom and dad and grandpa and grandma than maybe with you?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to miss me, and I'll miss all them, and I'll miss everyone back here, so it'll take some getting used to.
But we're going to talk about your career and your college plans and so on, but Meghan, I know you've had an outstanding career. We're going to talk about that. You have outstanding years at Aquinas. But when you look at the next chapter and all the accomplishments that you had, thoughts on that? Are you a little nervous about jumping into the next part?
Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous just because I'll be in a whole new atmosphere and location and everything, but I'm really excited and I'm ready to meet new people and have new adventures.
Aquinas High School, a pretty special place. I've taught there. I know a lot of your teachers and administrators. And when you look at the mission statement of Aquinas High School, and I'm sure you have it memorized, but just in case you don't, it talks about educating and challenging, and then it talks about transforming students into service, into faith, and into a lifetime of excellence. Based on the faith-centered religious school that you came from. Mm-hmm. That's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Is that something that you think about that will guide you into the next several chapters of your life?
I think definitely it will. They really teach a Christian leadership and service, and you do a lot of hands-on volunteer work, or just in the classroom being nice to your teachers and your classmates, and you just have a lot of respect for everyone there, and I think it's shaped me for who I am and all of us, and it's just a piece of us now.
Of course, shaping you is a good way to put it, and that's kind of an ambiguous statement, good statement, but all schools have some special qualities. All schools throughout the nation have strengths and maybe some weaknesses. What's a couple key strengths that you see in Aquinas?
I would say the number one strength is size, because of how small it is. It's a really close community, and we know everyone walking down the halls, and we're just all really nice to each other. And I think just the qualities of the teachers too, because everyone that teaches there really wants to help us and educate us, and they really care about us.
A tradition of faith, right? A tradition that hopefully will really propel you into a lifetime of faith. Faith in your religion, faith in yourself, faith in the future of this world. You see it that way?
Yeah, I do. And again, going to Aquinas and being involved in that faith, I think it's something where as you grow older, you grow to appreciate it more and more too. As you become kind of more your own person, you either realize it's becoming part of you or not at all. So I know for me, I'll be going to a Catholic college too, so I'm really looking forward to it, and I know that I'll stay involved in it.
So that faith will continue, but you won't not believe the accomplishments of these Aquinas High School student athletes, starting with Ryan, 3-sport athlete in tennis, 4-year letter winner. I sort of knew all of these, but I had to write them down just in case. Cross country, 4 years winner, letter winner, all conference, basketball, 2 years, won the all sportsmanship award from the Mississippi Valley Conference, and blended all of these sports into being also an academic standout. Now, that was not an easy task, Ryan Schedit.
No, it's not that easy. Again, nice thing about Aquinas with the small size is teachers really understand that you're involved in a lot of stuff, so if I had to be gone for any of my games or anything, it was always really easy to like go in, talk to a teacher, get everything sorted out. So.
Now, Megan, you don't take a backseat to Ryan or to Mikaela because all of the things you're involved in, volleyball, soccer, all kinds of accomplishments, all conference player of the year, team awards from your coach and from your school, and you accomplished a great deal too. We're going to talk a little bit about academics, but you accomplished a great deal first athletically, didn't you?
Yeah, I started like playing volleyball from a really young age, and like my sister played it and I always could watch her. So I feel like I just had that ingrained in my mind, and then like all of my friends play sports, and we're like, a lot of us are smart, but we all play sports as well, so it's nice to have us all together.
Exactly. Well, you ready to hear about Mikaela Schlesinger? Tennis, singles champ, soccer midfielder, 4-time all-conference player of the year in soccer, all-conference tennis, 2-time state tennis qualifier. Whoa. Pretty impressive, young lady.
Thank you.
Thoughts?
It's been like really great. Like I've loved all 4 years of high school, and I've had great teammates and coaches over the years, and they've helped me to be successful and help the team. So.
Well, you've done it all, but wait. Valedictorian.
Yep.
Whoa, valedictorian, student of the month, leadership groups, student government captain, interact. Like, holy smokes, that is impressive. So when you look back on your high school years, and you have absolutely, I think, no regrets.
Yeah, I've loved every second of it. Like I'm happy I've stayed involved in everything, because like I might have felt really busy and like stressed with so much going on, but like I made some great memories and some great friendships through the years. You
made the most of your experience, but you also took advantage of it in terms of developing leadership skills with all the things you were involved in. What attracted you to that, and how do you define your role as a leader?
My brother was always really involved, and I saw him do it all, so I was like, I just didn't see why I couldn't either. And like I feel like with our grade being so small that like we have a lot of respect for each other, and like over the years I guess my friends can kind of look up to me to like get things done or start organizing things. And like starting freshman year you kind of like learn the ropes for like how to like run student government, or like with Ryan and some other ones we've been together since freshman year. And then like as you grow in that role, people know they can look up to you, but then you also have that responsibility to get the job done.
You know, one of the things that I think is a fallacy and a misconception and a wrong statement is that leaders are sort of born and you can't develop leaders. I never bought into that at all, because leaders can be developed. And Megan, you have developed to be a leader too, in terms of you're involved in impact, which is?
It's like a help group through Aquinas.
Okay, helping.
Service, like just the community, basically.
Okay, and then an Earth Club, meal delivery, Eucharistic minister, YMCA volunteer, all those kinds of things. So, service to others, which is certainly a mission statement of Viterbo University too, describes you, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think we all kind of like serving others. It really makes you feel good on the inside, knowing that you can help other people. And also with being in all of these clubs and activities, it helps you with time management and just like learning more about yourself.
Time management, not an easy thing to do. A lot of people struggle with it even as they get older. All of us prioritizing and so on. And that has not been a problem with you either, Ryan, similar to your brother, Sam, who's been on the show a couple of times. And the ratings went way up after he was on the show, which I'm sure they'll do this week also. But you took advantage of everything with not only your athletic accomplishments, which I shared, but National Honor Society, student government, leadership on all 3 sports that you participated in. You saw your role. You were a gifted athlete, but you saw your role as to be a role model too, didn't you, Ryan?
Yeah, I think the biggest one was during our cross-country season this last year when I was a senior. At first we started the season a little slow, but then as things started going on, I realized that we really had a lot of potential for this year. So I just kind of stopped looking at how I would compete individually in my own records and just started thinking about how our entire team could finish this year.
Do you know that Brad Reinhardt, as we get ready for our halftime break, said that you, Ryan Scheit, were a tremendous asset to the team. You were a leader by example. I was working hard, playing the game the right way, and the team often looked to you, Brad Reinhardt, the head basketball coach at Aquinas, for a sense of poise under pressure. How did you display that?
I've always been pretty good at staying calm in situations like that. Like, for me, I just realized that if I get more stressed out in a stressful situation, things just can go even worse. So I try to keep it important to myself to try to stay calm under pressure or in stressful situations.
And your body language demonstrated that. Mm-hmm. Good. Well, we're going to step aside just for a minute while we introduce you to our sponsors of this show, and when we come back, more with 3 Aquinas High School standouts right after this.
At Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, we have assembled a championship team
who listens to what your needs are.
We install carrier comfort systems that improve the comfort, efficiency, and the air quality of your home and workplace.
We serve you with highly trained technicians who are prompt, friendly, and honest.
For Gold Star treatment, turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, your comfort is our business.
Welcome back to Seven Rivers Sports. Again today, our guests, Ryan Scheit, Meghan Mazzola, and Mikaela Schlesinger from Aquinas High School. Graduated a month ago. We're kind of going back and talking about their high school days and what's involved into the future for these 3 outstanding young people. Well, before I went to break, we talked about what Brad Reinhardt said about Ryan Scheit. I talked to head soccer coach at Aquinas, Coach Lockley, and here's what he said about you 2 girls. Played, competed at the highest level for 4 years, both 3-time state competitive athletes, went to state captains. Their presence will be missed, mainly because you set a high standard, which we talked about actually at the opening of the show. Pretty lofty comments about you, Meghan.
Yeah, in terms of setting the high standard, I think we just go in every day to every practice, every game, just ready to work hard and do our best, and that brings a level of respect, I think. And then when people see us working our hardest, they're encouraged to work their hardest.
And of course, the same comment was made about you, Mikaela, and he couldn't say enough about what your contributions were, particularly as a captain. Captain is kind of an overlooked word. Is like you're a captain, you go out and talk to the referees before the game or whatever, and it doesn't really mean anything. But to you, it meant something.
Yeah, we had a great group of seniors this year, and being a captain for our team was actually meant a lot to both me and Meghan, I'd say. We just knew that we had that, like that our other teammates could look up to us, and that we were expected to work our hardest every game and every practice, and that if we weren't going to work our hardest, then why should anyone else? So like we knew that the team would look up to us and follow our example, and I'd say got us a lot of success by working hard every practice.
Athletes, whether they like it or not, they choose to be athletes. It's a privilege, not a right necessarily, not an expectation to be an athlete, but once you're an athlete, you're on a high platform. Aren't you, Ryan? And how do you, some people can't accept that very well.
Yeah, I think with coming along and being an athlete, like a lot of people kind of expect different stuff from you. And that's like one thing, again, with a small school is besides just being athletes, we do get involved in a lot of other stuff. So people don't just see us as like, oh, he's the tennis player or they're the soccer players or whatever it is. We're kind of just seen as our own person, so.
Well, let's transition into future plans, Chapter 2. Okay. Again, starting with you, Ryan, talking about, I know you mentioned you're going on to a Catholic private school, and talk about that and where you're going to be 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now.
Well, so I kind of picked a small private school because I realized that I like small class sizes and that I wouldn't learn very well, like learning in big lecture halls and stuff like that. So I kind of chose it mostly for academics. And then I'm going to try to hope to make it into a medical school. So that's what I knew it would take, a lot of studying and focus and hard work. So I just thought with a little bit of extra help with getting to know teachers and stuff that it would maybe help carry me there.
So you did a lot of research. I mean, there's another university that's small and can handle your particular likes, and that's Viterbo University too, by the way, in La Crosse. But you're going down the road to Loris in Dubuque, which is I'm familiar with because I referee down in that conference, so I'm at Loris quite a bit. I'll have to look you up, check in on your status. But
there you go.
That's a little scary, but yet it's exciting that you're going to be doing that. And then you want to go to medical school, sports medicine, and following a little bit in the footsteps of your dad.
Yeah, a little bit. I've always liked the idea of going into the medical field just because you get to help people. And when my dad and I took a mission trip earlier this year to Malawi in Africa, and we spent like a week and a half over there helping people, and that really opened my eyes to like, this is what I want to do. So now I just have to go in and study and find out exactly what field I want to go into.
Actually, I did see some media coverage of that trip, and it was also on Facebook, and it seemed like it was exciting and fulfilling and an eye-opener. The biggest takeaway from that trip, Ryan, was what?
Well, I always said, because we had to take like a 14-hour plane ride over there, and I said in that time it pretty much felt like we traveled to a different world. So it really opened my eyes to how completely different things can be, like just the way they live and everything. And even though they may not have had anything like what we have here, everyone there was happy. Everyone you talked to was like grateful that we were there to help them, and no one was like negative or going like mad at us or anything. So it was super cool that you don't have to have a lot, but you can still be really happy in life.
So what a tremendous life lesson. You know, that seems to be you too, Megan. I know your college is, you're planning on going up to the Twin Cities perhaps?
Yep.
And you're all about what Ryan just mentioned, and talk about what you're going to do in your college.
Yeah, so I'm going to the University of St. Thomas, and I'm planning on majoring in either business or actuarial sciences, so that has to do with like math and statistics and everything. And I'm also going to play volleyball in the fall, so I'm excited for that. And in the future, I hope to get a job kind of just like in actuarial sciences and live in the cities, so I like it up there.
Good. Well, Mikaela, a leap of faith. A leap of faith, well, a couple thousand miles from here. Am I right?
Yep.
But our viewers are probably wondering, what's he talking about? Share that.
I'm going to Gonzaga out in Spokane, Washington, and I'm very excited, but a little nervous. I don't know anyone out there right now, but hopefully I'll make some new friends fast.
Of course, the Zags, pretty, for those of us that watch college basketball.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And you'll be at those games, I'm sure. The Zags are one of the best teams in the nation, year in and year out. And I've always, on my bucket list, I've always had a sort of a wish list fantasy to attend a Zags game. So I guess I know my contact now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So you graduate there in 3.5 or 4 years, because I know you're such an outstanding student. Then what?
I'm hoping to attend medical school like Ryan, and then maybe become a pediatric doctor of some sort.
Oh, good.
So, yeah.
Good. So maybe you guys can open up a practice.
Yeah, maybe.
And Megan could be your business agent.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go. So, well, talking about your high school days, Mikaela, you had some defining moments that you shared with me about what really stood out. Share that with us.
Yeah, I think probably one of my best high school memories would be either winning state or making it to the finals for state last year, because winning state was just like always been a dream of mine and like the teams for years. Like ever since we were like 5 years old, a group of us had been playing together, and we always say we're gonna win state one year, and we were able to do that. So that felt amazing, and it like all of our hard work paid off. And then I'd say going to at state last year was really like the semifinal at state, winning to double overtime, and like we worked our butt off, and we were able to score with 2 minutes left. So
yeah,
that was
those of us that follow high school sports certainly saw that in the media. And Megan, you had some defining moments in probably a different sport, though, right? In
yeah,
volleyball.
It was really awesome making it to state in volleyball. this year, that was probably my favorite game I've ever played, the sectional final. It was just so exciting, and we all just worked together so well. And just making history like that. And at the beginning of the season, we set goals. And every year we're kind of oh, we can write state down, but it probably won't happen. But this year we were we're going to make it to state. And so it was just really rewarding when we made it.
I know Ryan Scheidt's probably got about 10 defining moments in his high school career, but we're going to have to narrow that down to one or two because I would assume they involved all three sports, basketball and tennis and cross country.
Yeah, just because it's the most recent one, I would say we finished me and my doubles partner, Connor Roop, we finished in the top 8 in the state for tennis this year. And that was super cool. Usually teams from around here or individuals from around here don't really make it very far. They usually say if you can go down there and win one match, that's really cool. So we went down there and we won 2 matches, and then we lost 2 more really close ones. So it was kind of hard because I still feel like we could have maybe gotten into the top 4 or the top 5 or 6 or whatever, but still at the same time when we look at it overall, Connor and I just kind of said, if we look back to the beginning of the year and someone would have told us you're one of the top 8 teams or groups in the state, I don't think we ever would have believed them. So. Well,
you had similar defining moments. You took advantage of every opportunity, and you were outstanding cross country, and you played on a state basketball team too. I remember being down in the Kohl Center watching you. But you talked about Connor Roop being your partner, and I talked to your coach Kevin Roop, who's a friend of mine, and here's what he said about you. He said your greatest accomplishment is not only being an athlete, but in other areas of your life that you didn't live in just like our 2 other guests. You didn't live in the sort of the world of specialization. You participated in all 3 sports, and you participate in multiple sports too. And you excel academically, and you just embody like all of you the fact that you are involved in the community. You're a cantor for your church, and you're quite a singer. Not as good as his brother,
Not quite.
but a pretty good singer. And and all of you are sort of throwbacks. And this was Kevin's comment about you to what athletes should be. And what they are not anymore, because again, this is an age of specialization, as parents oftentimes want scholarships and that fleeting glory and so on. So Coach Roop talked highly of you, Ryan, and I know you enjoyed playing under his leadership as head tennis coach.
Yeah, he was a great coach. I mean, tennis was a big mental sport for me just because I played singles for a little while, so you're out there by yourself, and if you make errors, you kind of get mad at yourself. So in 4 years, he really brought me quite a long ways.
And Megan, you've accomplished so much. Now, there's a lot of young people watching the show, and they're thinking, how can I be like Ryan and Mikaela and Megan when I get to high school? What advice would you give them?
I think you just really have to work hard in everything that you do, and have faith that if you're working your hardest, everything will work out. And just trust everyone around you and look up to the people above you.
I think in knowing you a little bit like I do, Mikaela, that hard work and giving credit to others and surrounding yourself with family and so on, which all of you do, is what you represent too.
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't be here without everyone who have had impact my life, and they've taught me so much, and they've gotten me to where I want to be, and have helped me to dream big, and so I can achieve those goals.
So advice all of you would say, surround yourself with good people, and make the most of each and every opportunity, and look for support and role models. I know your grandparents are your role models. Yep. Ryan, your role model is a family member too, and older sister, and yours is
older brother.
Your older brother. So you all have family role models that define who you are. Well, this has been an awesome interview here on a rainy Wednesday as we tape this show at the end of the month of June. So we appreciate you taking the time to be on. Again, our guests today, Ryan Scheidt, Meghan Mazzola, and Mikaela Schlesinger. Thanks for being on the show, guys.
Thanks for having us.
All right, we'll be back with some closing thoughts right after this.
At Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, we have assembled a championship team
who listens to what your needs are.
We install carrier comfort systems that improve the comfort, efficiency, and the air quality of your home and workplace.
We serve you with highly trained technicians who are prompt, friendly, and honest.
For Gold Star treatment, turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Your comfort is our business.
Welcome back to Seven Rivers Sports. I hope you enjoyed our interview with Ryan Scheidt, Meghan Mazzola, and Mikaela Schlesinger. Wow, great Aquinas athletes destined for success. Congratulations to my friend Shane Schmeling, recently named as head girls basketball at Onalaska High School. Shane brings a wealth of experience and credibility to a program that needs stability, and we'll have him on our show sometime this fall as we look at basketball in the Cooley region. Plenty of youth and adult activities on the calendar for the summer months. We hope you'll take advantage of them in this beautiful area that we live, enjoying the outdoors here during the summer months. We are continuing to broaden our list of guests and topics here on Seven Rivers Sports. If you have a suggestion, please contact us here at the studio. Check your local listings as we continue to bring you Knights of Thunder Racing every Thursday and every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Thanks for joining us this week. I'm your host, Terry Erickson, hoping that you will have an enjoyable and an active week ahead.